Shalom, this is GMS Online Sit Downs coming back with a lesson. First off and foremost, I would like to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and that rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect out there spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. This video is gonna be about these two articles. First article that popped up was this. Today is the September the 9th, and this article is from September the 7th. Saying China just tested several dozen hypersonic missiles the US can't defend against. So this is the rivalry, this is the rumors of wars that is rousing up. Things concerning World War III that are rousing up in the news, in the media. Everyone creating his missiles that are, of course, for a certain purpose, which you see is to destroy the US, man. Hypersonic missiles. Spoke about this also in the camp. Hypersonic missiles that can dodge basically missile defense systems. So it says China has launched ahead of the United States with several dozen successful hypersonic missile tests that Washington cannot ignore. So when this article came out, I was thinking the same thing, man. America's gonna respond to this, with bragging and boasting about how good their missile defense system is. So it says Missile Defense Agency Commander Lieutenant General Samuel Greaves warned Tuesday, that they will have a response to this. The Chinese have now done several dozen successful hypersonic missile tests. We just cannot ignore. Greaves briefed a group of government officials held by the Missile Defense Advocacy Alliance. Undersecretary of Defense of Management and Engineering Michael Griffin also acknowledged that China had alarmingly carried out dozens of successful hypersonic missile tests and warned that Russia was not far behind the Chinese in hypersonic missile development. And this is also something that I learned, in the military, that China is a country to be feared concerning war, because all these years they have not pushed money into war and battling, because they didn't interfere. China was not going into countries, was not being an ally, so to speak, in these war games that they had back in the days. So China is a country that is that has a wealthy army, because they never spent money on going, on missions and stuff. So they saved a lot of money, and they put a lot of money in their technology, and like we know, a lot of technology comes from these places in China, Japan, So they basically walking far ahead of a lot of countries concerning technology. So of course they are boosting up their technology concerning war, concerning nuclear missiles also, and since Russia is an ally of China, he's not far behind neither. So it says in August, China allegedly showed one the test via footage from a new missile test that would likely make a mockery of US missile defense systems in battle. The experimental Wave Rider vehicle, China's first rides the shock waves generated during hypersonic flight. it could one day carry multiple nuclear warheads to North America undetected. You see, so these missiles are undetected, plus basically the defense missile defense system is too slow to respond to these hypersonic missiles, by which they can basically just dodge any incoming missile also. According to the China Academy of Aerospace Dynamics, CAAA, an aerodynamic research institution in Beijing and part of the state-owned China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation, the hypersonic missile test was conducted in northwestern China. The CAAA released a statement last month indicating that Starry Sky 2 missile was carried into space by a solid propellant rocket before separating. So here you see some a quote Twitter post. China test Wave Rider hypersonic aircraft. You see? So basically what you see here is that the missile goes out into space. Basically it goes outside of the Earth, his atmosphere, then drops with a high speed beneath the Earth's atmosphere, and then moves in towards his target. So basically testing this brings fear in the eyes of the Americans, man, especially the government, because Donald Trump is in office with his bold statements, making dumb moves, and that basically has the government on spaghetti legs, man, because this dude is reckless. He's a reckless man. He just says things and does things, with he makes bold statements. Meanwhile, China has missile systems, missiles like this, man. Let me see. Let me read this. The first most important message I want to deliver today is that the forces under my command are fully ready to deter out adversaries and respond decisively should deterrence ever fail. We are ready for all threats. No one should doubt this, Jen Hayten said in his opening statement. However, in a follow-on conversation with Sen Jim Inhofe, Oklahoma, Hayten cautioned, "We, U.S., don't have any defense that could deny the employment of such a weapon, hypersonic missile, against us." So, basically this dude is just being straight, man. Like, yo, listen, we don't have no defense against this fancy missile over here. It will go past our missile defense system and it will destroy America. You see, so this was 2 days ago. This was 2 days ago. And now, I believe yesterday, yesterday I saw this article. So that was 1 day later. Pentagon designing glide breaker, which glide breaker is they're referring to this missile, I believe. I saw oh no, that's Wave Rider. Wave Rider, gone. So let's read this. It says Pentagon designing glide breaker interceptor to hit enemy hypersonic missiles. So even though they use another name, glide breaker, and the China missile is Wave Rider, it's basically the same thing. You can see that they are referring to the hypersonic missiles, basically just barking. It's like a dog that's barking and showing his teeth to protect himself, but he basically has nothing to protect himself with. Um, it says the Pentagon DARP agency has started to develop a hard kill interceptor capable of hitting incoming hypersonic missiles, which is a stupid thing because this rarely works, man. It's like defending yourself from a bullet with a bullet, man. You know, and these missiles, man, these and you see the picture, right? You see the picture. So you see America's preparing to fight China, man. You see? They displaying the same picture over here. So you see America's preparing to fight China too, man. They see China as a threat, even though they might play it off like, yeah, nothing nothing is gonna happen, things like that. We good with China, we have agreements with China. Listen, man, China ain't playing with America. You know, especially now during these trade wars. You know, the anger and the frustration and war is rousing up even more, man. So it says the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, also known as DARPA, has launched a high-tech project to develop an interceptor to shoot down enemy hypersonic missiles, the Drive reported. You know? So they're creating this missile defense system, which is, I don't have to read this whole article. Basically, you can just see it's a response to the missile tests that China had. And the reason I don't have to read this article is because you see they are explaining what the missile defense system can do and how it's gonna basically take down these hypersonic missiles that fly at this speed and whatever. We don't need to go into that because the Bible already says that these missiles are not going to be able to intercept. This missile defense system is not able to intercept the missiles that are being shot towards America through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Like it says in Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. So Babylon is referring to America. You know, the Most High is causing to come up against Babylon a great assembly of nations. You know, so including China, North Korea, Russia. These are great nations, man, and they are facing their missiles towards America, man. They're doing missile tests, you know, and Slovakia. And missile tests even with the distance that it can reach America, man. They are testing missiles on their reach, you know. Let me read it again. Jeremiah 50 and 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. You know, that's happening right now with these missile tests, successfully missile launches, working on their missile defense systems and attack systems. You know, that's putting themselves in array and basically pointing the missiles towards America. You know, is preparing them. They're basically preparing themselves to fire these missiles, man. From thence she shall be taken. So it's already prophesied America's gonna fall by these missiles. But America think he's gonna intercept some of these missiles, which that is false. Because it says this. From thence she shall be taken, their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So all these missiles that are going to be shot towards America are going to be shot successfully, man. You know, the Bible speaks about 200 million missiles going to be shot at America. And America is not going to be able to defend against it. You know? Because the spirit and power, this is all by the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. The Heavenly Father created this invention, especially for the destruction of this kingdom, man. This is Isaiah 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. So the Most High has set up this whole technology movement of creating nuclear missiles. The Most High has put that in the spirit of man to make these weapons of destruction, these great wasters that are going to destroy, like it's going to say, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. You see, the Most High has put the spirit upon these men, upon these scientists, to create this weapon to destroy America, man. And none of those missiles is going to bump into each other or be shut down by a missile defense system. No, man. These missiles are all going to reach their target. And it might even be that their target, that the target that was, how you call that, installed, or how you say, the target that was marked for the missile to go towards, that it is not even gonna reach that target. It's gonna reach something else. It's according to the Most High, man. Like it says, Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Most High is also gonna turn these missiles. The Most High has power over these missiles. The Most High will guide these missiles where he wants them to go, because the Most High put the spirit upon these men to create them too. This is Psalm 7:11. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. And the wicked are, in time, they are getting worse and worse. Look at what this society is going towards now, man. Pedophilia, man. First they're making homosexuality legal, transgenderism, and now pedophilia is the next on the list, man. And the Most High is getting angrier and angrier, and he's preparing the ways he's setting these nations in array, because his spirit is upon these nations, man, upon these leaders, upon these kings, And this dummy that's in the office in America, Donald Trump, he's a stupid fuck, man, really. And he's gonna bring America to his destruction too, with his bold statements and his loud mouth. Verse 12, if he turn not, he will whet his sword. What is the sword of the Heavenly Father? These nuclear missiles, man. He had bent his bow and made it ready. The Most High is preparing it, The Most High is preparing these missiles, which caused these nations that were once looked upon as nothing. They can say that they are strong now, because America was called strong because their army was so great, and they had so many platoons and so many skillful men in the art of war. But all these men basically can be thrown in the garbage can. If one missile lands upon the land of America, it's over, man. Or let's just say on that base where these skillful men in the art of war are, then it's over with. So this is gonna be a war wherein you don't need a lot of men. You just need a lot of scientists that can create hypersonic missiles, for example, to blast the shit out of America, man, or your enemy, whoever it may be. Joel 3:10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. That's what all these nations are doing, man, preparing for war. Let the weak say I'm strong. Yeah, a small nation can become a strong nation only by having a few nuclear missiles. A few warheads, man, can make a nation strong nowadays. If you are able to put damage upon America by the way of nuclear missiles, you are a strong nation. Back in the days, you had to come with the Navy, with the fleet, or with the Air Force, and that's the easier way to defend a country, man. So if your Air Force or your Navy is weak, you wouldn't even reach the land of America, man, if you went to war with America. But these missiles, man, they are on another level, man. That's a whole nother threat. And America knows this. That's why this man, he said, like, listen, man, America doesn't have stand a chance basically against these missiles. And I like that dude that said that, man. That's why I'm looking for it again. This is his name. I think it's Senior Jim Inhofe from our Oklahoma. Heighten. They put these names down very strange, man. Anyway, this dude right here, he said we US don't have any defense that could deny the employment of such a weapon, hypersonic missiles, against us. Khan, and it's beautiful, man, because it's prophecy coming to pass, and it's beautiful to actually see it taking place, and basically falling in the right order, just like how the Bible describes it, man. Admiral Harry Harris, former head of the U.S. Pacific Command and now ambassador to South Korea, said in February, China's hypersonic weapons development outpaces ours. We are falling behind, and it's gonna lead to your destruction too. So let's not play this clip before they flag my video. But that's basically it, man. This was set the 7th of the September, and this article was the 8th of September. So hey, things are going rapid nowadays, man. Moves are being made, and dogs are barking against each other, showing their teeth, until one bites the shit out of the other one, and the other one goes away with his tail between his legs, man. And then the other dog awaits him to bite him again, which is gonna be another country, Russia maybe, or North Korea, or Iran, even Turkey, So with that, I want to say, Kal Alayim, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakakodash, Shalom to the elect.